at me.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Open Hearth, the sometimes weekly tabletop RPG.
A lot happened.
Things, bitches be existing, life be happening. It's been 3 weeks, but we're here,
We're here.
and
I'm not. I'm a ghost. Figment of your imagination.
I wish I could, feign transparency on your fucking dark side. Just make you transparent. But yeah, we're back. We're here, and episode 53. It's here. It's happening, and we're definitely gonna need a little recap for the viewers. Even though I've already given a recap to the nerd juices here.
Meh.
Did you say nerd Jesus?
Nerd juices.
Oh, okay.
A guy that
Would
I
it be
watch
Jesus
who
nerds or nerd Jesus?
There's a guy that I watch that does Elden Ring content, and he calls the Reduvia guy in Limgrave Nerd Juice. Nedgerus, he calls him Nerd Juice. Ignore me. But I've already told these idiots, it's time to tell the viewers. So, last session, can't say last week, because it wasn't last week. Last session, 3 weeks ago, the party finally made their way to Leonia's temple, where they were being brought to Kalina was going to be sacrificed by her ex-fiancé. But with the bandit team on their side, they were going to, pull a fast one on him. Which they did. They defeated all of his, guards and knights, and were going to hold him for questioning when, amongst the arguing about what to do, Sarzoth's spirit, Astraeus, silently went to Tobias and snapped his neck, killing him instantly. This then caused a significant amount of turmoil in the group, and Kalina asked Sarzoth to leave, which he did. He stood outside of the throne room while the rest of the group stayed inside, and Sarzoth came to find out some information that if there was blood on the floor, Leonia would go into a mad frenzy, and the group probably wouldn't survive. He also found out that whoever killed the high priest inherited his position, and since he had been the one to kill Tobias, the Grand Priest, Sarzoth was now the holder of that position in the court. He used it as leverage to command the many guards and acolytes to do his bidding to try and save the rest of the party from whatever horrible blood magic was taking place inside of the throne room while they were somewhat unaware. Leonia was snapped out of his trance. His bad trip was over, and he has opted to join the party on their trek to the opposite plateau, where his sister Veranda and her city lies. And that leads us to today. It is still the same day in game. and the party is making their way out of Ventrica, the city. So, how's everybody feeling?
I'm feeling.
Party-wise,
Well-
how's the party faring?
Selena is, she's very silent. Kinda just letting Indigo guide her. She's not even really steering or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And has a very distant look on her face. Her makeup's probably running down her face too.
Maybe processing.
Come on, guys.
I-
Yeah, I was because I'm just like, wait, did my thing not go through?
It did.
It
Just-
did.
Nobody's saying anything. Come on, guys.
Come on, say something.
I can't do everything.
Question.
Yes.
So we know that Tobias was the Grand Priest, and now that Sarzoth is. Is there anything specific that Sarzoth has to do or is doing during the funeral of the former Grand Priest?
Not that you know of, but of course, nobody has come and told you anything.
Mhm. Okay. So,
Sorry, my mom. My mother.
No, you're good.
She's like, "Are you playing D&D?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Yes, mom, please, I'm live.
Yes, mother.
I think that Sarzoth is still a bit caught up around the fact that Kalina's quite angry at what he did.
Mhm.
And so he asked Astreus to talk to her and to tell her about the situation.
All right.
To which Astreus goes on to say that ultimately it was not Sarzoth who made that decision, and whether Sarzoth had asked Astreus to or not, he would have done it.
All right. Would you like me to sort of,
Do some role play for me?
yes,
As
play
on-
Astreus
yes.
in this situation? All right.
Yes.
So, Kalina, you feel a presence beside you as you are sitting on top of Indigo.
Does she recognize this presence?
Yes.
Kalina, she just sighs and just says, "Not now, Astreus. Not now."
I know that you don't want to talk right now, but what I do have to say is important.
She's silent, but then just sighs and just says, "Well, don't keep me waiting."
I wanted you to know that Sarzoth was not the one who made the call back there in the throne room. It was my own decision, and whether or not Sarzoth had asked me to or not, I would have done it regardless. So, please, do not hold any animosity towards him.
she's silent at that, and she doesn't say she doesn't say anything else in a response. She just kind of draws a bit more inwardly on herself, I suppose. Not like visibly too much, but like you can kind of see her, like she kind of looks down, and she kind of hunches in a little bit, ever so slightly.
Astreus says one last thing before you feel his presence sort of retreat back to Sarzoth. He says, "You can be as angry with me as you like, but please, spare the child." And then he goes back to Sarzoth.
Baby.
Child.
Sarzoth is a child.
Astreus definitely sees Sarzoth as a child, comparatively.
Oh yeah. I
And-
mean, Astreus is like God knows how old.
Yeah, over 200 years old, and Astreus probably does see Sarzoth kind of like a child figure to him. Like, you know, he watches over him, he protects him.
Literally.
Hmm.
Astreus is a better dad than Sarzoth's actual dad.
Yeah. He really is.
But Astreus comes back to you, Sarzoth, and he gives you like a little nod to let you know that he's told Kalina.
Okay. Sarzoth doesn't really say anything. He just continues focusing on the funeral and the ceremonies.
Dang, even while we're riding to Atria?
Currently, you haven't left the city. You're still in the city, and, you know, you're taking it very slow with
Yeah.
Leonia at the head. He's taken his sweet time.
Yeah, he's just chilling. He, like, you know, taking his sweet time. He just got out of a very bad.
Hmm. He's
So
also
waking up.
taking his time to address the people that
Yeah.
are coming out of their homes even now so late in the night to inquire about what is happening and what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
But as the group is going down the road, you all hear horses from behind, like full gallop. You hear their hooves thundering against the hard stone roads. Are we all just gonna ignore them?
No, I just-
Kalina... Yeah, oh, sorry.
I'm
go-
kind of
you go
spacey
ahead.
today.
You're okay.
But yeah, Kalina, she does turn to see who it is, and she kind of stops in to go.
Kalina, you turn and you see that Armin is at the head of the group. And he is being followed by some acolytes and guards.
Oh.
Armin, he rides up to the group and he falls in line with Sarzoth. And he, like, you know, gives you a respectful bow of his head. Sarzoth.
Mhm.
And he says,
Sorry.
and he says, Grand Priest? You know, just as
Yeah. formalities. Um, I think the Sarzov bows his head back and continues to thank him again for taking his role temporarily, and kind of asks Armin's opinion on Tobias's death, and more specifically, um, whether he believes that it should have happened or not.
Armin, kind of, like, clicks his tongue and says, well, I believed it was going to happen sooner or later, and frankly, I am happier that it happened sooner.
Yes, I believe that if he had been left doing what he was, the world would not be in as good of a place as it is now. He was a stain on the world in general.
Armin nods in agreement with you, and he says, with him in his position, war was always looming over the horizon. Now, the clouds have receded.
Yes.
But that brings me to why I've joined you now. I don't believe you were told that there is a bit of a ceremony, tradition.
Yes.
We have to lay Tobias to rest. Customary
I
is if
do agree.
he nods and says,
Whether or not he was a bad person, he was the Grand Priest, and he deserves that respect. Not as a person, but as a title.
Armin nods and says, it is customary for there to be a funeral pyre, and in that you will be the one to light the pyre, and metaphorically and physically take up the torch.
I see.
It won't take long. By the time all of this is done, the sun will be rising.
May I ask, because I don't know these traditions, is there some form of a ceremony that I must hold to um, not only hand you my power um, for whatever time it is I may be gone, but also to show the citizens that you will have my respect and my permission to do this?
There is. It is very simple, though. There is a ceremonial torch that you will use to light the pyre, and I will receive a adjacent one, and you will light my torch, signifying that you
I
are
see.
passing on the power to me.
When is this ceremony to be held? Or both of them, should I say?
We are already making the preparations, so I know that the group has been through quite a bit, so if you would all like to take some time to rest before the ceremony begins in a few hours, we can find accommodations for you all.
I see. In that case, I will tell Kalina and the rest of the group.
He nods and then says, I will take responsibility with informing Leonia. And then he
Thank
gives
you.
you a respectful bow and trots off on his horse.
All right. Zarzoth continues to go over to the rest of the group and says to Kalina, I know we aren't at the best of terms right now, but would you go for a walk with me?
Kalina, she looks over at him with kind of glazed over eyes, and she just nods.
Thank you. We are to hold a ceremony where I not only pay my respects to Tobias, but signify the end of his time as a priest. Um, we should all probably get our rest, but you most of all. I hope you prepare yourself.
Kalina, she
I will prepare and hold this ceremony with as high a respect as I can give. I promise you that.
Kalina, she's just looking at Sarzoth, and a few tears start to roll down her face, and then she just kind of yanks him into a hug.
Aww.
Yeah, like she slowly, like hesitantly, like puts a hand on his shoulder, and then just shoop, bear hug. And then she just kind of mutters, "Thank you."
Who knew
What does
Sarzoth
Sarzoth
could
do?
be so
He's getting
sweet?
hugged. Yeah, what does Sarzoth do? He getting hugged.
He received big hug.
um, he he just kind of sits there awkwardly.
Yeah, just say,
Um,
huh? Mother?
Nothing.
Mother?
I crave violence.
Mother,
Sorry,
mother, I crave violence.
I couldn't help it.
No,
Of
you're
course, of
good.
course.
We were all thinking that.
Mm. Uh, he kind of sits back, goes back to his kind of formal looking stance and appearance because he knows that he needs to present himself. Um, and goes on to uh go and tell the rest of the group that we should all get our rest before the big ceremony and that he will be passing on the torch and uh, sending Tobias to his proper grave.
Yeah. After everybody has been informed, Leonia also, um, Armin and the guards then lead you off from the main road to a very large hall. And it looks like a very grand cathedral.
Mhm.
you are all led inside, and the horses are put up, and you are all taken to some, you know, housing area off on the side in the cathedral for you to get some rest while they prepare the proceedings. And now, this allows the group to all sort of be alone. So why am I getting so many frame drops?
That sounds concerning.
My Wi-Fi's been real fucking spotty lately. I don't know why.
Oof.
Comcast needs to get their shit together.
God damn it, Comcast.
You mean Comcrap?
Yeah, Comcrap needs to get their shit together.
Yeah.
Because...
No, Comcast is terrible. Like,
yeah, I know.
notoriously bad.
Not much I can do because I'm not the one paying for the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, group is alone. This allows for a little bit of private talky roleplays.
Private talkie roleplay.
Private talky roleplays for the
There's
people.
nothing to talk about.
I mean, there's always something to talk about.
Yeah.
As always.
You underestimate how brain dead I am.
Oh, I don't know. A lot happened the past day. We got fake kidnapped. Then Kalina almost got sacrificed, and then we had a huge fight, and a guy is dead.
And
A
y'all,
guy is dead.
I don't think y'all have healed
Oh no.
from the fight, so everybody's still a little bit damaged.
Rip.
Yeah.
Now I'm just imagining Kalina like she has like blood on her face, but it's not hers because like carnage, and she's just like staring
Oh, yeah.
off into space.
Yeah, so
I remember that.
you know, everybody needs to get a little bit cleaned up.
Oh no, she has blood on her glasses.
Somebody,
Her glasses.
somebody get us some
Alright.
water.
Oh,
Oh,
at this point, it's probably like dried up
So,
and sticky.
short rest with hit die. Seven. Gonna have a lot of rope hit dice. 52. What's her? 55. Perfect. Take short rest. There you go. I'm up to full health.
So all of you all can take a short rest currently, because there's enough time for you to take a short rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patch yourselves up. Have a snack.
Yeah. Clean up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, Kalina's gonna attempt to get the blood off her clothes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to do it with all the blood on her glasses.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, also when blood is like halfway dried out, it gets really sticky. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Hopefully you all maybe packed a spare change of clothes in your in the carriage.
Yeah, Kalina definitely did. There's no two ways about it. It's Kalina.
Yeah. Colbert has
She
to
has a
help
full-on
everybody
fucking
clean up with the
wardrobe.
water.
Sarzoff is
Yeah.
like, does anyone have any alcohol wipes?
No.
Aww. This blood is sticky and gross.
Does anyone carry around booze? Probably use that.
Do you?
Clement does, but that's his special wine.
It's sacrificial wine, and also wine is red.
Yeah.
Then
that
what the
would've
hell is that?
worked. We need like vodka or some shit.
Yeah. Clement has sacrificial wine for some of the magic rituals
purposes.
he does.
Did anyone else hear that?
Hear what?
What the fuck?
Are the demons back?
Oh shit.
Well,
Hey demons, it's us.
Ya
your
boy.
boys.
there's some like weird ass music playing in my headphones right now, and
Oh shit.
where is that coming from?
Go into your sound settings and you can figure it out there.
Well, no, it's a Chrome tab. I don't have the time to close it. But like, what is that?
We can't hear what you're hearing.
I know you can't hear it.
He's confused.
She, um, no, okay. I mean, I closed the tab, but I don't know what the fuck that was.
Anyway.
Dang. We got some fucking weird shit
But
going
yeah,
on.
Kalina's gonna change into another set of clothes. Probably something more appropriate.
Yeah.
Black.
Wouldn't it be funny if everybody just subconsciously packed the old funeral clothes
Yeah.
Oh
that
my
they
god.
had? They're like, we're anticipating death, so wear black.
I mean, I already wear black.
Always be prepared for a funeral. You never know when it's gonna happen.
Everybody.
Oh, Jade's not here. Jade has to quote that.
Somebody write it down for Jade. But you all go change into your spare clothes, only to realize that you all packed the funeral robes from last time. And you just all kind of look at each other like, wow, we are something. Except Nyoka, who didn't have funeral
Except
clothes.
Nyoka.
Oh.
He just has to wipe the blood off of himself with some
Aw.
help from Colbart.
Oh.
Nyoka is like, since when did you guys went to a funeral?
And then he'd be like, oh,
He was
yeah.
there.
Yeah, he was
was
there,
there?
but he was not in all black. It
Ah.
was when we went to
Who was it?
Donatel.
Ah,
Mm.
right.
Because everybody was in mourning in the city and you didn't want to stand out.
Yeah. 3 weeks, guys. 3 weeks.
3 weeks. And then that was a while back even then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you all have, proper time to clean up and everything.
Yeah.
And occasionally, Armin will come in and give Sarzoth some updates.
Jade immediately messaged me back. She said, "For fuck's sake."
For fuck's sake.
Aw.
Sigh.
Jade, work on your final.
Work on your final pool. Any excuse. Any excuse she can take. But, on the final time that Armin comes in, he is also wearing different clothes now. He's wearing some more, plain ceremonial garb. It is not too different from the robes all of you are actually wearing, but it does
yeah.
have a little more decoration on it.
Mhm.
Damn.
And Armin brings in like a sort of mantle for Sarzoth to wear to like put over his shoulders that is decorated.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Is it the classic blue that he wears? The royal blue?
It does have some like blue gemstones in it, but it's like black with like gold embroidery.
I see.
But you know, it has some like little blue gems and bits of blue in there.
Mhm.
Hair is so
Damn.
squeaky. Oh my god.
The chair!
Crunch.
I was going to ignore it the
As I
entire
said,
time, but I
Ben is
just
probably
can't.
like twice the size of his chair.
We need to get him a new chair.
Please.
No,
No.
he hates it when people give him things. Like he literally he gets mad at me when I try to give him things.
Well, if we
you
make
can
him a chair, then he'll have to
make
keep
him-
it out of guilt.
Yeah.
No.
Gotcha, bitch.
Guys, I know what we're gonna do this summer.
I know what we're doing. We are taking carpentry classes and building him a chair.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
My dad will be
Speaking
watching
of which-
on.
Oh,
Very
Speaking of
happy.
which, because I'm
Jay can
getting
make the cushions.
Yeah.
You're not making me a chair.
Yes, we
this
are.
is probably not the time.
You
so
can't
I'm just
tell us
gonna
what to do.
brief-
You gotta
Anyway,
dad
anyway,
never does that.
Everybody's
Before we get too distracted,
What did you have to say, Audrey?
Oh, I was gonna say this isn't the time, so I'm gonna say it briefly. But I am getting an ID, so I could take a plane down there
Oh hell
if
yeah.
you guys do something this summer.
Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. That'd be so fun.
hell yeah.
I wish I had
I
the
wouldn't
money
be able to
do
pay for it,
things.
but
I wish I had the money to do things. But
You can support this
Mood.
fund by commissioning arrows or donating us here.
yeah. Actually, don't
Start
donate
a
to us here.
GoFundMe.
Go donate to St. Jude. Because it's
Oh,
St.
yeah,
Jude
that
month.
too. We need to get that bot up again.
I've given St. Jude quite a bit of money.
Yeah. Last year, I fundraised for St. Jude. I think only Foxy and Jade. And maybe
Yeah.
Ethan.
Yeah.
It was like $30.
Yeah. I mean, it was better than nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, we're almost to affiliate.
Yeah. We're no Lobos Jr. But
Well, affiliate doesn't really mean much, honestly.
yeah. Affiliate
Still cool.
affiliate just means I'm
Well, yeah,
closer
that's
to
cool,
being able to
but-
get money.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you're getting money.
Yeah. I just have the ability to receive money. Anyways,
Yes, roll for me. I don't care.
God. This
And
is...
this is why we don't play video games during D&D night.
No, I
Also,
have.
it's
Okay,
okay.
I can't focus if I'm not. Trust me, I will fall asleep if I'm not.
To be fair, same.
Sigh.
They're just sometimes it be like that. But I usually play Minecraft where I can pause.
Alright, Dirty 20 for Sarzoth. Very
Dang.
surprising.
Damn.
Sarzoth, you managed to figure out how to put it on, even though your ears do get caught on it. And you have to yank it over your head, and it hurts your ears, and you're like, ugh. But you kind of shake it off. And now you have the mantle on.
Kalina, she kind of sees him do this and she does kind of smile and laugh a little bit as she says, "You got it on right?"
Yes.
And
He
Kalina,
just says
she,
under his breath, bitch.
does Kalina hear it?
No.
Just with a passive perception of 17.
Sarzoth is
He's a-
quiet enough.
He's a teenager. He's able to say things under his breath. Because he does it a lot.
With the
Yes,
power
Marcus,
of an
what
adolescent,
happened?
you do not
Yes.
hear it. Though you see him mouth
Okay.
something. You're not good enough at
Kalina.
reading lips to catch on right away to what he just said.
Yeah, Kalina, she...
And then, like, a few hours later, you'll realize, and you're like, God damn it.
You little asshole.
But yeah, Kalina, she does like take a step towards him and just kind of looks at him. Like like how does Sarzoth look right now?
Very formal.
Yeah.
Like very formal.
He's got like this very high collared black mantle that has like the shoulders that go out, and it's got like embroidery. The underside has like fur, and then it's like got this long cape that's embroidered that like drags the floor a little bit.
Oh, I saw smoke.
I'm mostly imagining that like Sherry got the mantle on, but now his hair's a mess.
Yeah. His hair is a little messed up, especially like the front of his hair, where he usually has it kind of like pushed back.
Yeah.
It's a little fucked up.
Yeah, Kalina. She does reach and just like, brushes his hair out of his face, brushes it back.
Yeah, she's like, let me fix your hair.
She says, there we go. Now you look like a grand priest. And she kind of like adjusts the mantle a little bit. Being very motherly unintentionally right now.
Yes.
You sure it's unintentional?
Hey, for Kalina, it's unintentional.
I don't know about that.
She just does that.
She just does things.
Sarzoth goes, Kalina, why do you have the need to take care of everyone you know?
Kalina, she kind of thinks for a moment and just says, I don't know. Maybe it's an older sibling thing, I suppose. Sort of had to after my father passed away.
I'm the oldest sibling and I'm still a cunt.
You're an only child.
Am I? I don't know. My father's been around a few times.
Ooh. We're roasting Feroth now.
Kalina just looks at him and kind of just shakes her head and laughs a little bit. Yeah.
Also, there's been quite a few women try to get with him because he's rich. Pics of it, really.
Kalina
Have any of
feels
them
that
ever
one in her
succeeded?
soul.
Yeah, she does.
Ooh.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, Kalina, she asks, have any of them ever succeeded?
no, my father's an asshole. So
I
more
mean,
or
you had
less,
to get it
he's
from
never
somewhere.
succeeded.
Gotta get it from somewhere.
Jesus.
Yeah,
The
pretty
roast.
much.
Yeah. Roast session.
If I
They
knew
are
my mother,
ruthless with each other.
I heard my mother was a kind soul.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I never really met her though.
Oh. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Is it though?
It's not like there's anything I can do about it.
Kalina, she kind of is silent for a moment, but then kind of rests a hand on his shoulder. Well, that kindness did pass down. I'll say that.
Hmm.
Even if you are a bit of a jerk.
It's my speciality. Anyways, we best get on. Well, I
Yes.
best get on.
Of course, Your Grace.
Fuck off with that.
Does a little curtsy. You can all hear music being played, off in like the wings of the cathedral, and there are a bunch of people in the pews already. But the rest of the party, you are all led to the front row of pews to sit down and be, front row seats for the burning.
Yay!
Joy.
He's gonna get all crusty.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna get all dried out.
Again.
Again.
Again!
Anastasia sits the farthest away from the altar.
Yeah!
Just
Actually, I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, you know how like Estrellas has his like cold fire?
Yeah.
Could he like theoretically put a very small amount on on
Tobias.
is it Anastasius or Estrellas?
Astreus.
Okay, I can't keep up with all these goddamn names. Anyways. What if he like put a very small amount of that cold fire on him so he doesn't dry out?
Aw. Just
Would that kill him?
freezer burns.
Well, that's why I say a very small amount.
God, you're gonna freeze or burn the fish!
Very quickly. I'm quickly going to ask: is there like a heal up and like the wing, like the higher wings?
Huh?
like raised
Like-
up. You know, in like those giant churches where they have like it's like a theater and they have the tiers to it. It's not that big. But you can sit pretty far away from like the altar and the fire. Like if you sit on the far right hand side, you'd be farthest away.
Yeah, Anastasius just sits as like in the back-handed corner, draconic signing. I'm not drying out today, bitch.
Yeah. He does not follow the rest of the group. He sits really far away. But
I mean, like, he's tall enough to where he can see all the way from the back, so...
yeah, he's just
Yeah.
standing up in the back. But once the party is seated, the acolytes come to the front and sort of like they're kneeling before both you and Armin, presenting the torches to you to take.
What you gonna do about it?
Do you take the torch, Sarzoth?
Yes, I take the torch.
Yes.
Sarzoth kind of stands before Tobias's body, and at first he kind of feels some disgust looking at him, but then he quickly snaps back and is like, "No, this isn't right." And kind of says some inaudible words to the torch, and continues to light the podium
Mm-hmm.
and raises the torch as a symbol.
As the torch that Sarzoth has lit touches against the fabric covering Tobias, it erupts in flame. And all of you swear amongst the normal red fire that you can see a flicker of cold white.
I don't like that.
And the curtains that are above the pyre are drawn back, and the moonlight seeps in through the hole as the smoke rises into the air above the city.
Hey, Kane's here, too.
In spirit. But
In spirit, yes.
Sarzoth, now it is time for you to light Armin's torch.
I hope you succeed in creating a balanced and happy community here. He goes on to light Armin's torch and gives a bit of a bow to signify his respects
Armin
because he
bows
knows
back.
he knows that as if he does not show his respect, then the
The people won't.
people will not see him per se.
Yeah. After that, Armin turns to the crowd and they all stand and bow as well.
Mm.
Armin takes the torch and points it down the main aisle, and the doors of the cathedral are opened. And then, like, from the back forward, people begin leaving the church. They leave the pews and go out onto the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Kalina is probably gonna stay there for a bit, to be honest.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Just staring at the flames.
Mm-hmm. On the ends of the first rows of pews, there are these sort of spiraled metal decorations, and Armin places his torch into one, and then he just sort of nods a little bit towards the one on the other side, signaling for you to put your torch there, Sarzov.
Sorry, can you repeat that? My brain.
Basically,
Vision
there's like
brain.
some little there's some little holders at the, like, on the front pews
Oh, okay.
to put your torches and to let them burn out naturally rather than to have anybody else put
Okay.
them out.
Sarzoth just places it there in silence. He isn't talking a lot during the ceremony just because he doesn't feel like this is a happy event per se.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not really.
Armin walks with you down the aisle of the cathedral, and he says, "We don't want to linger here too much longer. Soon the smell of burning flesh will be too much to bear."
I almost thought you said boning flesh for a second.
Burning flesh.
Is Kalina still next to the pyre?
Yes, you are. And as the seconds go by, the horrible smell of burning flesh invades your senses.
Oh boy.
Ugh,
Can I make a roll
allergies.
to see if I can handle it and stay there?
Yes. Constitution
Okay.
saving throw.
Alright. Alright, Constitution saving throw. Oh, saving throw. Okay. I get a +4 in that then.
because you were fighting against flesh.
Alright, total is 16.
Alright. Alright, so you can handle it. It is a very noxious smell, but you can brave it.
Even if I'm kind of sick.
Yeah.
Is anybody else with Kalina, or is she all alone there? I mean, probably Tagog's there.
Yes.
Honest,
Tagok, of course, is.
I'm gonna say Anastasius is there.
In the back.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
all
in
the
the
way
back.
in the back.
Though I'm going to quickly have him like move to the front to to quickly say, "Hey, dude, how you holding up?"
Kalina, she looks towards Anastasius and just says, I don't know. I thought that this whole thing would give me closure, but now I just have more questions than answers.
Anastasius responds by stating, "I get it. Death is weird like that, and sometimes we try to get in it and get some answers, but we fail, and well, that's how we grow. But let's not dally on it here. We either as like a group or we as in like you and I can potentially talk about this later back at the mansion if you want."
I'll think about it.
Under-
Kalina says as she just continues staring at the flames.
Before Anastasius leaves, he just finishes by saying, "Don't be too long. I hear you'll grow depression if you stay at a funeral room for too long."
Kalina doesn't say anything at that.
And
Is Sarazov within the vicinity to hear this conversation?
You can faintly hear it as like you're kind of in the doorway of the cathedral, and like the people that have exited are like idly chatting, and you're just kind of zoned
Mhm.
out.
Sarzoth kind of turns and he responds to Astraeus or on whatever
Anastasius.
Anastasius.
I can't with the goddamn names. I'm sorry.
You can call him
There's like 5
Anna.
billion of them.
You can call him Anna.
Okay.
Call him
Seriously.
Kai.
Yeah.
Too many goddamn
Or
characters.
Kai. You can call him Kai if you want to. That's his middle name.
Anyways, he kind of says, you should never avoid a funeral. That is both disrespectful to the dead and disrespectful to yourself. If you avoid healing or thinking about one's death, it only creates more misery.
Anastasius replies, "I never said you should avoid funerals. I understand what you mean. I've been to many over my years in the Immortal Alliance. but I never said to avoid funerals. I just had to Kalina, just don't be long.
Yes.
As is it is it to not to go too deep into their head.
Should be stated to take as much time as you need, though.
Anastasius nods. Is in agreement.
Wait, so are they like talking off to like the side, or was Kalina still able to like hear all this?
Helena was able to
She's
hear it
able to
because
hear.
Sarzoth is just like turned around from the doors of the
Yeah.
cathedral and is talking to you guys, or to
Oh.
Anastasius at the front.
Mm. Yeah, I don't think Kalina would say anything. She's still just watching and thinking. And Kane is still probably there. I hate that I do this now, but like every time I see a full moon at night, I'm just like, oh hey Kane.
He's here in spirit.
Yeah, it's him, the boy,
The boy.
the depressed single father.
Yes.
The moon is not a lesbian. It's a depressed single father.
Excuse me?
The moon is not a lesbian; it's a depressed single father.
I wasn't expecting that, but okay. I like to think everyone is a lesbian.
Everyone is a little lesbian. Everybody's got a little lesbian inside them.
A little
No.
lesbianism.
Even you, viewer. Even you.
Even you. Yeah, how much time like is anybody else there besides Kalina and Tagok? Like did Clement stay? Probably not, but
Clement is sort of lingering towards the back. He hasn't left yet, but he is, like lingering just to
yeah.
make sure that you're okay.
He's lingering to linger.
Yeah.
I would talk to Tagok right now, but Tagok isn't here.
See, you say that, and then like you
Wild.
immediately tell Jade to do her homework.
Yeah.
Pick a side, man. Pick a side.
We want her to do her homework, but we also wish that she could be here.
Yes.
But yeah, how long does Kalina stay there at the pyre? And does anybody try to intervene at some point?
Wait, what's happening?
How long
I was
does
asking
Kalina
questions.
stay? Is the question. But Kalina, you stay for a while until you start to get a pounding headache from the fumes, the smoke, your emotions,
Mm.
and you have to force yourself to turn away.
As Kalina leaves, she does mutter, "Goodbye, Tobias. We'll meet again someday." And she leaves the room with Tagok in tow. Hey yo!
Little
Drawing!
a little drawing
Nice.
of the boy.
Hey yo! Look at him. It's the boy.
He's got the
The
torch.
boy.
He's got the torch.
He got a torch.
Here comes the boy.
The boy.
Yes, but just as Armin said, by the time that you all leave the cathedral, by the time the final person leaves, the sun is just beginning to show itself over the horizon. And the sky has turned pink as the dawn comes.
I just realized we've
E.
kind of been up for like over 24 hours.
Yes,
at
you
this
have.
point.
Everybody's very tired.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this will be a night to remember for Ventrica.
Yep.
It's like, hey yo, in the span of a few hours.
Some things happens. A lot of shit happened.
A lot of shit happened. Yay.
Yay. Sarzoth, you get a choice now. Do you want to keep the mantle or do you want to give it back?
What?
The shoulder and cape thing. Do you want to keep it or do
Oh.
you want to give it back?
You can give it to
Starzoff
Armin.
wants to keep it. Starzoff wants to keep
It's-
it. It's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty and it's also got very soft fur.
Yeah.
It's like a weighted
Nice.
blanket.
What?
What?
Did you say something, Caleb?
I just
Did you
said
say
nice.
something?
He said
Oh.
nice. Nice. Psh.
Nice cock.
Nice
Sorry.
cock, bro. But, yeah. The choice now lies with the party, also. Do you want to rest now, or head back to Edenbrook and rest there before going to Atria?
He needs to leave. How long is the journey to Edinburgh?
With no obstructions, it should, only take a few, like, you know, maybe 5 hours at the least. If there's no fuck-ups along the way.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some fuck ups, especially when we're this tired.
The horses have had enough rest, so if you just let the horses do their thing.
Yeah.
No drunk driving when you've got a horse. Because the horse isn't drunk.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I feel like Kalina definitely would want to keep going because that's how she distracts herself
Yes.
by doing things, doing tasks.
Arranging furniture. Yes. So, party in agreement to continue to Edenbrook. Gets plenty of rest
Yep.
there, and then head on to verandas.
Yep.
Atria.
Yeah. Alright. With that, the party finally sets out for the final time from Ventrica with Leonia at the head with his bronze bull. It is nice and cool over the plateau, given that the heat of the day hasn't yet begun and the sun is just barely peeking over the horizon. Not too long into your descent, you all hear what sounds like a very large flock of birds overhead.
Oh,
Bird.
Kalina, she tiredly looks up.
You see what looks like about, you would estimate, even in your tiredness, about 50 or so very large birds circling overhead.
Oh,
Though it's a little fuzzy for you, considering your tiredness and your weariness in general. Would anybody else like to take a gander?
gander.
Take a propaganda?
No, you
I would.
Oh my
gander.
god.
You made a bird pun.
I know. Geese are just... It's geese or gander.
Propaganders.
Gander.
A propaganda.
Okay.
Propaganda.
I'll do it.
Okay,
I'll look.
Colbert. Yeah.
I'm not that tired.
Give us a roll, buddy. For,
15.
Alright. Alright, so Colbert, you take a look up, squinting a little bit, and, you can tell that despite their behavior and what you would assume them being vultures, they are actually ravens.
Oh. Ravens.
Ravens. Out
Yeah.
here?
Yeah. If it has a ravens or something.
I mean, that was just me being out of character. That wasn't Kalina just suddenly turning American.
Ravens?
Ravens.
Ravens?
But yeah, does like Colbart say that out loud?
Yeah.
Kalina, she hears this and just says, "Ravens? What? Why would they be out here?" I'm trying to my
Could be
best to make her
definitely.
sound tired.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, Colbert. What did you say?
I said, I don't know. Big desert ravens or something.
Leonia kind of takes notice to you guys, like, talking, and then he looks up, he says, "No, ravens are not native to the plateaus, and they generally do not flock this big. That is odd behavior."
Should we be concerned?
I am unsure. Do you all have any connections with ravens?
Some of us.
Kalina, she can she do like what would it be like what kind of check would it be to check on like what she knows about like ravens and what they would like be associated
Intelligence.
with or like their
History?
behavior, history,
History.
general
What
history.
they'd be
Okay.
associated with would be history.
Okay. A dirty 20.
Alright.
I know.
Yeah. Colbart knows already, but let's
I
see if
know
Kalina
already.
gets it. Kalina, you you remember that particularly ravens are seen as a death omen. And where ravens flock, death follows is a very common proverb.
Oh. Kalina,
It's
she
Zeffy.
what?
It's Zeffy.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, Kalina, she thinks and just says, "Oh. Well, one of us does, but he's on Ceruleus right now. At least that's where he was when we had left. He wanted to stay on the city because one of our party isn't feeling so well."
While you all were talking, the ravens seem to have been lowering their altitude, and you can hear their calls much clearer.
Are they like just circling all of us?
They seem to
In
be
general?
like circling. It's not clear if they're circling you all, but they're like generally just kind of above, like within your view.
Okay.
Tempted to fly up there.
Join the birds, just like, "Ayo."
Hey,
Ayo.
hey, yo, what's poppin'?
Cover does say that out loud though.
Just like inquiring, oh, maybe I should go fly with them, see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Kalina, she says, "If you do, just be careful."
Always am.
Yeah.
It's currently sleep deprived. Yeah, he's gonna do that.
Yeah. Colbert, you shift into your feathery form and fly up. And after you do, you glance down and see that Freya has taken your place on your horse again.
My horse now.
Nice.
Colbert, are you just gonna, fly up and introduce yourself to the birds?
Yeah, I would do that.
How's it going, my fellow feathered friend?
How's it going?
Hello,
I'm
fellow
not supposed to be
birds.
awake.
But, Colbert, you fly up, and, sort of like a pod of the ravens that are all together, about like 10 of them, sort of take notice of you and sort of like fly in next to you, sort of letting you join their formation.
Yeah, like scooting aside.
Yeah.
I chirp, and in translation, it means hello, fellow feather guys. You got, you got Loopy Cobart.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun, y'all.
One of the ravens speaks back to you in perfect common, and it says, "No need to be so formal. Is the party free for us to join them?"
Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, we're all a bit tired, but yeah, we're free.
I hope you are not too tired to receive some information.
Any information's good information. Join us.
Starsoft kind of like chuckles a little bit.
Bro, he can't hear this.
You can't hear the birds.
He can't, but he can also he feels he senses when someone says something stupid in his opinion. It doesn't matter where they are or who they
That's
are.
his
He just
that's his
senses.
spidey sense. Whenever somebody says something
Yeah.
stupid in his like within a radius around him, he just has to laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the whole sneezing when somebody mentions your name.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's perfect. I love that. Okay. But the raven, the one that talked to you, caws very loudly, and then all of the ravens make this tight formation and they start swooping down towards the ground. The rest of the party, you all see, not too long after Colbart goes up, the ravens all group together in this tight, like, blob. So much so that they're blotting out the sun with how tightly together they are. And they start descending towards the party.
Oh no.
All Anastasia, very quickly, sorry for interrupting. All Anastasia does is like he pinches his nose and utters on it. Colbert or two. What the fuck have
Did
you
you
done?
offend the birds?
Did you offend the birds? Did you
No?
anger the bourgeoisie?
Oh, no.
The bourgeoisie.
Did you anger the bourgeoisie and the birds that work for them?
The birds work for the bourgeoisie.
Bourgeoisie.
And then I'm like, internally, Colbart is thinking, it's like, am I tired enough to hallucinate?
Yeah.
But am I tired enough to be hallucinating right now? Mass hallucination.
He follows the flock.
The flock sort of like, almost like a big ribbon in the sky trails down, and all of the ravens land like in this almost explosion of black right in front of the party.
Dang, Leonia is just like what the fuck?
And once the ravens sort of disperse out, it's almost as if the farther they get from where they impacted, they disappear. They turn into little tufts of feathers that then dissipate. And where the impact was, somebody is standing. It is a very familiar face. It is Zephyrus.
Hey.
Nice.
Zephyrus sees yet another one of his kids.
Colbert is gonna attempt to land on his shoulder, but misses and land on his head.
Oh.
He just sort of like, you know, lets you climb onto his arm from his head,
Oh.
and then addresses the group. He looks a bit troubled and he says, I come bearing troubling news.
What?
He like walks towards the group and sort of, lets everybody group together. And he says, Fenn's condition. At first, I had initially thought that it was a very simple illness. It had started out with a fever, chills, very basic flu-like symptoms. But it has been progressing, and I believe that what is ailing him is he is having hallucinations. He won't tell me what they are, but he keeps talking of a voice that calls to him.
Oh, stars.
I do not
Oh,
know,
now Kalena's. Oh, sorry, go ahead, but Kalena's thinking, oh no.
he says. I do not know if these hallucinations are tied to anything or if being around him could cause any of the rest of you to have hallucinations as well. But please, if any of you start hearing things, voices, seeing things, feeling things that aren't there, other than Astraeus, please tell me.
Kalina, she speaks up and clears her throat a bit. Well, nothing like that has happened to me yet, but I haven't been feeling well the past day or two, and what you described is, I don't know. Chances are it might not be it, but at the same time, I just feel like I'm getting worse. Been feeling very hot ever since we started leaving Ventrica. And she kind of holds her head a little bit.
He walks up to you a little worried, and he places the back of his hand on your forehead, and he says, Goodness, yes, you are burning up. When you get to Edenbrook, find a medicine man or woman, have them treat you for the fever, and do not be afraid to tell me immediately if you hear anything.
Of course.
Or if anything gets worse.
Will do.
He gives you like a gentle pat on the side of your face. And then he sort of like looks at you, Colbert, like, alright, you have to get off my arm now.
Oh.
Okay. I pop down.
He says, Hopefully this is nothing to worry about, but I must go back to Fen. I don't want to leave him alone for too long. And then, in a flurry, he turns back into a flock of ravens that then flies off towards Ceruleus, which you can just faintly see over the skyline of Edenbrook. In the distance.
Yeah.
Albert is thinking. Which I'm not gonna say out loud because
He's a
You're
bird.
not allowed to.
He's a bird.
one, I'm a bird, and two, I'm not allowed.
It's been a thing since the very start of this campaign.
Colbert's not allowed to say shit because he keeps guessing my fucking plot points. And I get
I'm
pissed
not
at
Albert,
him.
but Caleb! Caleb's the one that's coming up with shit.
Caleb's not allowed to say anything.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I really am not.
If you really want to, you can DM me your theories. Just don't say them on stream.
He's gonna be chirping like to himself, and nobody will be able to understand what he's saying.
Oh, and he's just
Freya
like
would.
waddling.
Four arrows.
Freya
Oh,
would.
Freya would.
Freya can speak to animals.
Oh yeah, just at any time, anywhere.
Yeah. Freya is a little creature. I'm just imagining Colbart perching on top of Freya, on top of the horse.
Uh-huh.
Buddy system. But,
Buddy system.
buddy system. But, Leonia kind of turns towards the group. His brow is furrowed a little bit, and he says, "Who was that?"
His name is Ophelia.
We're gonna lie. Oh. I'm assuming he is an ally of yours.
Yes. I'm sorry, I almost squealed because I just saw something really cute. And really funny. But yeah, that's what Kalina says. Because she is honestly way too tired to just like have to explain. Just like, oh yeah, that's your dad.
You're my dad. Woogie woogie woogie.
Also, it's probably not the time and place. She'll deal with the consequences later. Right now, she doesn't feel well. So does
I'm
anybody
just-
else?
I'm just talking to Caleb. I'm just talking to Caleb because the
Oh.
bastard's done it again. He's fucking
Oh,
sniffed me
no.
out.
Not allowed to say anything.
He's
This is why I'm not
Okay,
allowed to
sniffed me
say
out.
anything.
Okay,
I'm
in
glad
his
you
defense,
didn't.
you are very predictable arrows.
Yeah, but y'all haven't gotten it. He's
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
That's
just
because
here
I don't
chilling,
care
he's
man.
for
just
getting it.
crazy.
That's because I don't care about that. I don't care for guessing it.
Yeah.
In all honesty,
Caleb is
I just
just
want to go with the flow.
Caleb is just crazy. How?
Yeah.
How do you do this every fucking time?
Because you're easy to predict.
Am I?
Honey.
Leave him
I-
alone.
I'm being on. No, it's not a bad thing per se. I think.
Crying.
I think about
Pissing.
storylines so often with my own shit, and also from like every single piece of media that I consume. So like, trope talk, baby, trope talk. I watch documentaries for fun.
I guess Caleb just pays really hyper attention to everything.
I guess.
Colbart apparently just really high wisdom.
High wisdom, low
I have
intelligence.
a 10 in wisdom.
Low wisdom, low intelligence then.
14 in intelligence.
High sniffing out whatever the fuck's going on.
I have high investigation. That's where it
Yeah.
comes from. It's the investigation.
Investigation. That's it.
Plus 10 in investigation.
That's the bitch.
Anyways.
Sigh.
Hey, they did not get it yet, so it's fine.
And I hope they don't. Crossing my vroom? Vroom?
Vroom?
True.
Vroom?
Vroom vroom.
Alright.
Vroom.
Yeah.
You have the window open. It's hot.
So the rest of the ride to Edenbrook is very quiet. And you eventually make it there, where You immediately start looking for a medicine person in the city.
An apothecary?
An apothecary, yes.
I can fly out and scout for one.
Go. Go,
Go.
little boy.
Advantage since I'm in bird form.
Yes.
Okay, 7 total.
Alright. So you're flying out over and you, in your mind, you're thinking, gotta look for a bunch of, like herbs and stuff. That's where an apothecary would be. But you forgot that the entirety of Edenbrook is like a lush fucking jungle.
Yeah.
And you're like, well,
Okay.
this isn't gonna work.
Can I roll investigation?
Yeah.
Actually, like, land somewhere and, like, do actual searching, because, like, yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm gonna need it. I'm in a fucking jungle. Okay. Ah, shit. Okay, that fell off.
Oh no.
What'd you get, buddy?
Natural 1.
Oh.
So that is
Aw.
a 11, but I got natural 1.
Oh, buddy.
So, you're searching around, and it is somewhat early morning. So the rush of people that are just leaving their homes and going to work is in full swing. And even now that you're a bird and you've landed, it's still a struggle because everybody is blocking your view.
Oh my god.
And you almost get stepped on. But you feel a pair of tiny little hands gently pick you up on either side of your wings and cradle you. And you see this little girl with a big grin and a few teeth missing. And she says, "What are you doing on the ground, little bird? You're gonna get stepped on."
Oh.
Tell me about it. I almost did. Chirp, chirp, chirp.
And she looks at you and she's like, "Are you hurt? Do I need to take you to the apothecary?"
My foot's hurt.
You sort of
holds out bird foot.
You sort of like twitch your foot like it's hurt, and she goes, "Oh, you poor thing. Here."
Oh.
And then she sort of like cradles you in her arms and carries you through the crowd.
You're just like, dang, this is great.
This is great. I love this.
I get a free ride.
Free ride. The question is, we don't know where Colbert is, though.
Yeah.
The rest of us don't know where he is.
It's fine. I'll get it fixed and I'll fly back to you guys.
I will
I'm
fix
just
my
imagining just Colbert he's just like melted into this kid's arms.
I like being
And then he gets back
pampered.
to the group and he has like a little wrap on his foot. He's got a little treat, a little lollipop.
A rat sickle. But she carries you to a building that has a it has a symbol of a mortar and pestle carved into the sign above the door. And you like take notice to look around and see what's around you. It is the third store down the northmost street at a three-way intersection. So like three-way intersection, if you take the northmost road, and it is the third store on the right.
Most road and shit. What was it?
Third store on the right.
Okay. On the right. Got it.
In the intersection is a statue of Veranda. Like a stone statue of Veranda is like in the middle of the square where the intersection is.
Okay.
And she takes you inside the apothecary, and you hear a little bell chime as she walks in. And she's like, excuse me. And you see her peering over the, writing it down on the fucking drawing. Oh, it's hilarious.
It's called ADHD, baby.
Yep. She, like, taps on the counter and says, excuse me, I found this bird out walking on the road. I think it's got a hurt foot. And, you see a very, tall woman in, like, all white robes sort of peer over the counter. And she says, oh, well, thank you for bringing him in. And she very gently takes you from the child's arms. And she then takes out a gold coin piece from one of the drawers and gives it to the little girl and gives her a wink. And the girl smiles and says, thank you, and then runs off. You bring me patience, I pay you.
Oh.
That is
Yeah. It's an incentive for, like, if you see somebody who's hurt, bring them to the apothecary so that they can get treated, and you'll get compensation for it.
nice.
It's to build a sense of community.
Yeah.
And so the woman sort of takes a good look at you and looks at your foot. She's like, oh, you must have been stepped on in the street. And then she sort of tucks you underneath her arm and carries you into the back. And then places you on, you know, an examination table to get to work.
I'm gonna, like, if she touches, like, the foot, I'm gonna, like, fake flinch from pain.
Yeah. She's very gentle, though, when she touches your poor little injured birdie foot. The poor child, the poor baby. And,
I think it'll be funnier if I actually did get stepped on, though.
yeah.
Because a roll in that one, it could happen.
You're not terribly injured, but you definitely got stepped on. Somebody definitely stepped on your toe.
Aww.
I love that.
Ah, my foot. Ah, my poor little bird foot.
Oh. My little toe.
My little toe. I'm injured.
Yeah. And, you know, while she's looking you over and while she's preparing, all of the, you know, herbal medicines, the wraps, the powders, the magical powders to put on, she's, like, commenting about how, oh, you're such an interesting bird. I've never seen anything like you before. And, oh, you don't look like you're native to here. You must be so far away from home.
Just a giant osprey.
Yeah, with the coloration of a
color.
kingfisher.
Yep.
And She finishes healing up your foot. And sure enough, your foot does feel better.
Yay!
And you do a little flex with your foot, with your toes, just like,
No,
better.
you're a bitch.
So much better. Good stretch.
And she smiles, and then she like seems to notice something, and then looks over. And you look over as well, and you see a rat that is that has come out from under something and is on the ground sniffing about.
Oh.
Rat.
It's a rat.
It's a rat.
You should eat that rat.
Eat the rat.
The bird brain is telling me to eat rat.
You're just so tired that rat.
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 All right, Colbert.
God.
Eat the rat. Eat the
Dexterity.
rat. Eat the rat.
Dexterity. I have pretty good dexterity.
Roll for dexterity.
Just dexterity, plain dexterity.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, 13 total.
All right. So, Colbert, you see the rat and you readjust your wings and you get ready to lunge at the rat. And you go for it. You just narrowly miss the initial grab and try to go for it again, but end up smacking your head right into the leg of another table.
Oh no.
And from the hitting of your head, it causes you to inadvertently turn back into your human form.
Oh, shit.
Oh
A little bit of a brain rattling, and poof!
Oh no.
No, shit.
Oh, that poor woman.
The apothecary yelps in surprise.
I'm like lay on the floors, like, and I just silence, and I look up, and I get a small little wave. Hi.
She has like a hand over her mouth, and she very sheepishly waves. She uncovers her mouth and she says, "Is your head okay?"
Yes.
Oh.
Totally not about to cry. It hurts a lot.
She very cautiously comes over and leans down to check out your forehead.
Oh.
And as she like runs her hand over it, you can feel the pain. There is already a big knot that is forming right on your forehead.
Oh my god, I'm gonna look like a fucking unicorn.
And she says, "Oh, let me use an ice stone on it."
Oh.
And then she runs over and grabs like a very smooth, flat, like tumbled stone, and then she takes her wand and flicks it, and she hands it to you, and you can feel it. It's like super cold. It's like you're holding ice. She says, "Hold it against your head."
Thank you. I'm using a prop in real life for it. Sorry for that. Did not mean to, I'm sleep deprived as fuck, sorry. I was looking for an apothecary for a friend, and my foot did get stepped so I just decided to just let that little girl carry me and not ruin the disbelief for her, and yeah.
He smiles and says, "You said that you were looking for a friend. Where are your friends?"
They just arrived at the city. I was tasked to go find an apothecary, and I got a little bit turned around.
Ah. Well, I have an assistant that I can send with you to get them if you'd like.
Only if you want, yeah.
And she looks at you a little guilty and she says, "I'd feel bad about letting you go alone after you've hit your head."
Oh.
Trust me, after the day I had today, this is just of my worries.
Regardless. And then she opens a curtain to a room on the side, and you see her like pick this sort of like fabric ball in her pocket up and sort of chuck it into the room. You hear a bit of a thud as it like smacks against something, and then ow, fucking hell. And she says, "All right, Anthony, I need you to go with this young man to get his friends." He says, "Ugh,
Hello.
fine. You know, you don't have to throw that thing at me." And she says, "Well, you can't hear me. You got those music tomes in." And you see her like tap to her ears. And you can hear like the
Those damn headphones.
yeah, his damn headphones. He grumbles, and you see a young man who looks like he's maybe 15 step out. And the apothecary gestures to you and says, "He's just hit his head. Please keep an eye on him." And the kid, Anthony, nods and he says, "All right, Mom." And then he like walks up to you and helps you up off the ground and says, "All right, man, let's go find your friends."
Alright. Thanks.
No problem. He seems like a little bit begrudged. Just like,
I was like, yeah.
I don't want to do this, but Mom says I
My mom
have
is
to.
making me.
Oh boy. I swear, if I die in a stupid stuff, it's gonna fucking shoot me out.
As soon as you step out of the apothecary, Anthony says, "All right, which way are your friends?"
I spin around the circle, like the entrance of city. We came from
Ventrica.
shit. What was it? Sorry.
Ventrica.
Benjica. So
Ah, so north.
Yeah.
And then he grabs your like wrist to make sure that he doesn't lose you in the crowd, and he leads you through it.
yay.
The kid is about your height, but he's very lanky. And he's got really dark curly hair and super, super bright green eyes. Just like his mother. And he leads you through the crowd. And the rest of the group, you see Colbart being pulled while he holds something against his head, by what looks like a gangly little teenager.
Is Kalina even paying attention, or is she just kind of zoned out because of her fever?
She's pretty zoned out, but the rest sort of take notice to it. And Kalbar, you see the rest of the group.
I wave with the ice crystal thing.
Hi guys.
Is
How
it,
you
I found
doing?
an apothecary.
And I also got hurt. Because I'm an idiot. Wag. But,
The autism swag.
the kid, Anthony, is like, I'm guessing that, you're this guy's group? As he sort of gestures to Colbert.
Anastasia says that the guy, yes, he's a part of our party, and thank you for bringing him to us. And then looks at Colbert, her, saying, "You, what happened to you, man?"
Someone stepped on my foot while I was trying to look for the apothecary, and then some little girl picked me up and carried me to the apothecary. And then I saw a rat.
Anastasia is the quite like sleepily maxes his head, then says, "Of course it was a rat.
Of
Why
course.
wouldn't it be a rat?"
It was a rat.
It was a rat.
It was a rat.
It was a rat.
Yeah. But, the kid then says, I guess I should, lead you all back to the apothecary then, right?
Yes.
Alright, follow me. Not too much farther.
Does someone have to like just kind of guide Kalina along?
Yeah.
Because she's just like,
Haycock is holding the reins.
yeah, just like, alright, come on.
Alright, girly pop. Hang in there. But, the kid leads you all, through the crowd, and has seemed to not take notice to the fact that Leonia is there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a kid, so
He's probably never met Leonia.
yeah.
It's just like, damn, that guy's big as fuck.
And that's a cool mount.
That's a cool fucking bull, man. Sick, dude.
Nice.
Oh, sick.
Sick, bro.
Sick ride, bro. Pimp my ride. But, the kid, Anthony, leads you back to the apothecary.
Apothecary.
The apothecary. And,
Cat girl apothecary.
don't. You all are able to, you know, tie up your horses outside to go on in.
The houses.
Houses.
Oh, Ecolalia.
Leonia also goes inside, because he says, I don't want to be standing out on the street. It's gonna get too much attention.
Yeah.
But you all enter, Anthony going first, and he says, Mom, I brought them back.
Mom.
Mother.
And, she comes out from the back and says, Thank you, Anthony. And then she kind of stops a little bit when she sees that Lyonia is just standing there, a little hunched over in the apothecary. Because he's tall. He's just sort of like hunched over Radon stance.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Very.
"Oh, Lord Lyonia." And you can see that Anthony like makes this face like, "Oh shit." He like doesn't turn to look, but he just like the eyes go big and he's just like,
Yeah.
uh.
Like, uh-oh.
And Leonia just kind of sighs and says, "Me being here is not all that important right now." And she nods and says, "Oh, all right then. Which one of your friends was it that needed care?" As she addresses you, Colbert.
I point to Kalina.
Kalina, who is barely standing up, being supported by Tagok.
Kind of wobbly.
She says, "Oh, goodness. You don't look very good." "Right. Let's bring her back." And she goes onto the other side of you, Kalina, and sort of supports you with Tagok to bring you to the back.
Yeah. Yeah, Kalina just kind of wobbles along as best she can.
Yeah. The rest of you all wait out in the front room of the apothecary, where all of the benches for sitting on are. The waiting room. And it is now only Kalina, Tagok, and Colbert that went to the back with the apothecary.
Yeah.
Tagok is just there for physical support.
Yeah, literally.
And she begins checking you over. And she's like, "All right, other than the fever, have you had any other symptoms?"
Well, there's a sore throat and a cough, and light-headed and dizziness as well, and occasionally there's a bit of muffled hearing or ringing in my ears. I don't know, it only just really started yesterday. Or was it a couple of days ago? Kalina's just like, she's trying to think so hard.
If you listen really closely, you can hear her gears grinding.
Yeah.
She's thinking very hard. But she's like writing all this down in like a big piece of parchment. And she's like, "All right, has anybody else in your group or anybody that you've had contact with had similar symptoms?"
Well, he's not here right now, but one person, his name is Fen, he's currently on Ceruleus right now. He displayed similar symptoms from what we were told. The fever, more like flu-like symptoms for him, to be entirely fair.
All right. Has there been anything that has been disrupting your sleep or been causing the group any extra stress?
Well,
Colbert
Well, you could say that.
the stress part has definitely been a factor. We had just gone to a funeral in Ventrica.
My condolences.
Thank you. Not to mention we do a bunch of traveling to begin with. We travel all over the world for the most part, business purposes.
She nods as she's like writing this all down. And she says, now, correct me if I am wrong. Funerals in Ventrica are generally, funeral pyres, as you cannot bury the dead there.
Yes.
Was
Yes,
the
it
pyre
was.
in an enclosed space?
For the most part, yes.
And do you know if the body was doused in a flammable, very strong smelling fluid before it was lit?
I'm quite sure it was.
Yeah,
I
I
honestly
remember the
don't
smell.
remember much, to be entirely honest. It's been a bit of a blur.
It's perfectly okay. I'm just trying to get as much information as I possibly can. And she,
Of
like,
course.
gives you a very gentle pat on the leg. And she says, of course I can treat the fever and the symptoms, but there could be an underlying cause that, if I don't know all of what's happening, I won't be able to make any theories as to what it could possibly be.
Killian is debating on whether she should mention this or not. She's like thinking, and she says, well, I guess there was one sort of incident about a month ago, but I don't know how this would even apply. But well, I can use magic of sorts, and about a month ago I had overstrained myself. I had teleported both myself and a few other people quite far. Uh, yes, very far.
Oh, goodness.
And
Yes.
I remember being quite ill for about a day or two after that, but as far as I know, nothing else has become of it.
Hmm. Well, that final bit of information definitely is crucial, and I am glad that you told me. Generally, your symptoms are pointing to burnout. Your body is under so much stress that it's forcibly trying to stop you. But the fact that you can use teleportation magic might indicate that initially you got dimension sickness.
Dimension sickness?
Yes, it is
What?
rather rare, but in individuals who are able to use teleportation and dimension hopping magic, if they do it too often, recklessly, or too far a distance for their capabilities, it can cause certain parts of their being, almost. It's a very complicated science, but certain parts of you lag behind, and it causes you to get ill. And usually, when the rest of you catches up with where you are, you feel better. But if you travel around as much as you say, it could be possible that certain parts of yourself have yet to catch up with you, and it is causing your body to degrade and
Oh.
making burnout much more severe.
Oh dear. Well, what do you recommend?
Um, First of all, can you tell me where you teleported from the time that it was too far, and where you teleported to? What was the jump?
Phew. Well, we were in Eloin's capital city, and, I made a jump from there with about 3 other people, including myself, to the Deep Realm.
Any specific point in the deep realm? Or was it just in the deep realm?
Kalina, she just kind of sighs. And, like, she does, like, kind of lean close. It is patient confidentiality, right?
Of course. And she gives you like a very understanding look. She's like, I'm not gonna tell your business.
Yeah. Kalina, she, continues. Well, our party has, made friends with quite a few, people in, higher places, if you would. And, one of them is Kane. You're familiar with him, I suppose?
Indeed. So
Yes,
the jump was from Eloin's palace all the way to Kane's palace in the deep realm. Correct?
yes. Yes, it was.
Oh my. It is a
Yes.
very big jump.
Yes, and, I had only been able to use these powers since about a month before I made that jump, if even. Most likely shorter. It was a bit of an impulsive action, I will admit, but we weren't exactly in the safest of circumstances back then.
She
She kind of looks towards Colbart and
she
Tagok.
she smiles gently and she's like, "You don't need to justify yourself to me. It's all right." But I would like to ask, and if you are uncomfortable answering, that is all right. Do the teleportation powers come from a pact?
Yes, actually. And she rolls up her sleeve to show the mark on her wrist.
And she leans forward and like puts out her hand and says, "May I?"
Kalina nods and like just holds up her hand.
She takes your wrist and she puts on a pair of glasses that have like, you know, the little lenses that flip down,
Oh, like the ones that zoom in.
the magnifying flip down lenses.
Oh, those are cool. I
And
love
she
those.
inspects your wrist. And like you can feel her sort of stretching the skin, poking a little bit, feeling. And you feel her brush over like a part on the mark where it would go right over your vein, and you feel like this very like faint but sharp pain.
Kalina Kalina, she flinches and kind of like, I don't know how to describe this, but like she kind of like claws her hand, like claws her fingers a little bit.
Yeah,
Like you know what you're doing,
you
like
know,
kind of hurt something.
reactionary, like
Yeah.
muscles tensing in hand.
Yeah, and she kind of lets out a bit of a pained noise.
She looks up at you, like, you know, a little worried, and she's like, "You felt pain then?"
Yes, I did. It was a bit faint, but it was very sharp.
And she's like, "All right, I'm just going to hover my finger above. Tell me where you felt the pain." And like, you know, she sort of hovers her finger above until like she gets to the point where it hurt.
There, right there.
All right. And she like she very gently puts her thumb just below that area to sort of mark it for herself. And she turns away, and she grabs like a little leaf that she smears a bit of sticky resin on, and then very gently, as to not hurt you, places it over top of the point. And then she you know, she turns in her like chair and she starts putting a bunch of things together.
We're at the doctor. We're at the doctor.
Magical doctors.
We're at the magical doctor.
Yeah.
Because Kalina's an idiot.
Your actions have consequences.
Yeah.
Oh no, my actions have consequences. How terrible.
Oh no.
But she mixes up a salve, and like, you know, she mixes it on the board and then takes a palette knife basically and scrapes it into a container, and then takes a small amount of it and turns back to you, and she removes the little leaf and she smears the salve over like the point on your wrist gently with her finger. And you can feel like a slight it's not a sharp pain, but it's a very faint ebbing. And the area feels warm, and then it feels cold. And then she takes a little a strip of bandage and she wraps it around your wrist, and then hands you the container with the rest of the salve that she had made up. She says, "All right, once a day, apply this to your wrist in the same area where the pain was, and try to get as much rest as you can."
Of course. Will we need to... will I need to just stay on Ceruleus, or even that, if parts of me are lagging behind, would that be ineffective?
Well, as long as for the next day or so you don't stray too far from the heartland, like, just stay within the area. Don't go ping-ponging around the world in the next couple of days. Just try to take it a little slower, if you can.
I'll try.
And even if you can't take it as slow as I wish you could, the rest should help.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Of course.
just hope this doesn't get any worse.
She nods in understanding and, places her hand on your shoulder, a gentle pat.
Hmm.
And she's like, all right, now to deal with your fever for now, so that you can
Yes.
get on being yourself. And she goes over to a large shelf of different medicine, like little medicinal herb balls and balms and things. And she takes down a small jar that has these little black pellets in them. And she takes one out with a pair of tweezers and hands it to you. Says, all right, this should help with the fever. It should subdue itself within the next half an hour. Once you take it, make sure to drink plenty of water, of course. Stay hydrated. And
Kalina, oh, sorry, go
she
ahead.
gets you a glass of water, is all I was going to say.
Yay.
Just swallow it down.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But yeah, Kalina, she does that. It takes the little weird pellet thing.
The pellet has a very herby and earthy taste.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Medicine.
she leads you to the front with Kolbar and Tagok.
With deprivation.
Sorry, I was chewing something. I had a Cheeto.
Um,
What? They're elote flavor. They're good.
They're making a movie about Flaming Hot Cheetos.
Oh dear. But yeah, Kalina, as she goes to the front, she says, "Good news. We figured out what it probably is."
And Clement sighs and says, oh, that's good.
Yes, however, there is a bit of, bad news, I suppose. I won't be able to travel that much for at least a day. Possibly more.
And Yoko looks up at you and says, even just to Atria?
I'm not sure, but basically what's happening, do you remember about a month ago when I had made that quite impulsive decision to teleport me, uh, Fen, Freya, and fuck, what's his name?
I can't remember his name right now.
Yeah, like the acolyte.
Godskin. Godskin apostle.
Yeah. I want to say it starts with either a V or an A.
It starts with a B, I'm pretty sure.
Via?
No. It's not Via. Why do I never talk about his name?
Hold on, it might be in like in the extra character thing that you have. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. Because I remember you made that.
Vidya. It's Vidya.
Vidya.
Video.
But yeah,
Vidya.
Kalina continues. Do you remember that time when I had teleported to the deep realm from Eloin's temple with Vidya, Fen, and Freya?
Yes.
Well, seems that parts of my being are lagging behind, as it were. I had strained myself so much that parts of me were a bit left behind, as it were, and the farther we travel, or the more we travel, rather, and the more places we go, my body will begin to deteriorate, or is deteriorating.
Nyoka kind of like, ooh. And he says, dimension sickness is a bitch.
Yes.
Can I say something super quick?
Yeah. What is it?
This apothecary has a very large amount of knowledge about things that aren't generally spoken of.
Oh, Ben!
It seems suspicious to me.
Well, Edenbrook is a big city that is next to two cities that belong to gods. So,
Knowledge.
Mm, I still don't trust it.
be as untrusting as you want to be. I'm not gonna stop you.
Son of a bitch.
But,
Sorry, I don't know if you heard that. I apologize. Video
Yeah, we
game
did.
shit.
son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. Video game shit. I've been trying to do this one thing for like 2 hours and keep on dying.
Oh,
Anyways,
Oh.
Sage.
Yeah, Kalina, she says, chances are I might not be able to travel to Atria with you all, at least for now. I'm still not entirely sure. I don't want to keep you all here, because this is all very important. And we don't exactly have a lot of time.
I think we have time for a day or two.
Do we, though?
I don't want
We
to.
don't
do
even
we,
know how
though?
long this is going to last.
I don't want to leave you here.
Kalina, she's, thinking. I might have an idea? If I can stay in one place, and, one place, that I know I'll be safe, then you guys can go ahead. What if I stayed in the Deep Realm?
Nyoka says, as long as you're not the one teleporting.
Oh, I won't. If I have to go back up to Ceruleus and use the door, then I will. Oh wait, Nyoka can teleport, never mind.
Yeah, Nyoka can teleport you.
You're sleep deprived. It's fine.
She's too sleepy.
She's sleepy.
Nyoka just kind of laughs and says, don't worry, I'll take you.
Oh right, you can teleport.
Gosh, you really are tired, aren't you?
What? It's been a lot. It's been a lot.
We aren't all demigods like you.
Nyoko rolls his eyes and says, "Well, I'm not the only one." And then he points at Tagok and then Freya.
Yeah.
Like, they are.
No, that's like 3 out of like how many is this? How big is this fucking group?
Big.
It's a big group. So the party comprises of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-ish characters.
Dang, so like about like a third of us.
Yeah.
Still only a third of the
Technically more.
third of y'all that are demigods. This is all in character, by the way. And letting the eepiness take over.
The
Aww.
EP.
And
The
The
EP.
EP. The EP.
if I end up method acting so well that I fall asleep by the end of this, is gonna be a
That'd be
sign of
hilarious.
success.
He's so good at
Oh,
acting, he
dude.
actually fell asleep. Wow.
Aww. But yeah, Kalina, she's just chuckling at this and coughing a little bit, but it's fine. Like, like the laugh and then just kind of breaks down into a coughing fit. I would do that right now, but I might blast out your eardrums.
Yeah, deaf. While you all are kind of talking, Clement, he goes over and pays the apothecary.
Oh.
He's like,
Right? Money.
he's just like, sorry for them being trouble. And talking and filling up your entire waiting room.
And Leonia's also there. Ben!
Ben.
Ben!
I don't ask too closer to the sun. Again.
Okay, Icarus.
Listen, I
I may have grilled
finger.
off too close to the sun.
Wait, I just had to go put Parmesan on my mac and cheese. What did I miss? What did Ben do this time?
I fast fingered the fucking disconnect while I was trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
unmute.
Nice. Classic Ben shenanigans.
Yeah.
Ben, why did you send me a video of a chicken on a Roomba?
Can you send us the video of a chicken on a Roomba?
I guess.
To your question,
It's-
Because
why
I
the
would like
fuck
to
not?
see.
No, the chicken on the Roomba is just it's Anastasius's mindset every day. That's what's going on in his brain.
That's what BCB is doing right now.
Chicken
But yeah,
man.
Kalina, she continues and just says, well, I'm guessing you guys will go on ahead and I'm going to be staying in the deep realm for probably a few days until I'm fully healed, I suppose. And hopefully my condition doesn't worsen. Anybody?
Everybody's just like,
Mm.
yeah, we hope so as well.
Yeah.
We hope you don't get worse as
yeah.
well.
In my defense, I don't reply to those things because they're generally like very dry words that there isn't much of a response to.
Sarzov's just like,
There's nothing to say.
Mm. Sarzov being a teenager grumbles, thumbs up.
No, it's literally there. What needs to be said has been said. Therefore, there is nothing to say.
Sarzoff. He's
You know?
not about filling empty space.
Aw.
No, it's just a waste of time. That's how I am in real life too.
Whatcha?
Yeah.
Eh.
Any
But,
whoosies.
yeah. Everybody's gonna go rest anyways. Everybody needs to sleepy
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Wait, does Yoko take Kalina to the deep room before or after they all like settle in to like fucking sleep or whatever?
But the way time works, if she goes in and out, it'd be more time to test shit, right?
Yeah. So, if Kalina, if you were to go now, and you would spend 2 days, I guess, like 2 sleeps resting there, you would come back and they would probably be at Atria.
Okay.
Time wise.
Yeah.
Time is
Kalina isn't thinking
convoluted
this.
and
It's probably freaking Yoka or something that's thinking this.
It's like,
Because Kalina
it's
is
like, all right. So if I take you now and you get at least 2 full nights worth of sleep, and then I bring you back.
Yoka with his big glasses.
Oh my god. Hank has cancer?
Hank Green?
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh my god.
What?
Guys, please let's not get distracted.
Turning St.
I know.
Jordan.
Okay, when I'm gonna get distracted when I find out that Hank Green has cancer. Anyways.
What?
We will talk about it afterwards. We're almost done, guys, I promise. But, Nyoka takes you to the Deep Realm.
Yay!
And
Hi, Kane. Hey, buddy.
what we're gonna do is, at the beginning of next session, you're gonna talk to Kane, and the party is while the party is, sleeping. And then we'll switch to the
Yeah.
party as they go to Atria. And then Kalina will join them. So that marks the end of tonight's stream. I hope you all enjoyed it, had a good time.
Yay!
And we will see you all next week,
Woo!
where things will be happening and everybody will be here. Good night,
Yay.
everybody.
Good night.
Don't die.
Don't die.
No promises.
And don't you dare go
Wow.
hollow.